Live from KSAT 12, the news at noon starts right now.
It's just scary what people do now. I mean, he had no regard.
Straight ahead, the tears and fears are still fresh for one woman after an irate driver tries to mow her down on the city's near northwest side.
Plus, the final sprint is on for one of the most hotly contested midterm elections in history. President Trump and former President Obama stumping for their parties, but they're also trading blows while they cross the country in the final days of campaigning. We have the latest coming up.
And today, the federal trial of the Mexican drug lord known as El Chapo getting underway in New York. The trial triggering a wave of security concerns, what authorities are saying about the safety issues and El Chapo's past. But first, San Antonio police hope to catch up with that driver who tried to use his van as a weapon against 3 bicyclists.
It happened in a neighborhood not too far from St. Mary's University in the 3300 block of West Woodlawn. KSAT 12's Katrina Weber spoke with a woman who says she nearly ended up beneath the wheels of that van.
Officers listened to a story that at least one of these cyclists feels lucky to have lived to tell. It's about what she says could have been a deadly run-in around 7 last night with an angry driver in a van.
Kind of turned and cut off in between us. We were all kind of single file. We yelled out, "Watch out, hey, what the heck?"
Christina Reba was with her sister and their friend pedaling down West Woodlawn when they exchanged words with the driver who had come too close for comfort. She says things escalated after he returned, with him jumping a curb onto the grass where they then were standing and aiming straight for them.
I mean, it was kind of scary. He almost hit us. Just the fact that he didn't care. I mean, he was gonna hit us.
The thought still moves her to tears, knowing they almost lost their lives. Reba says there was only one thing that kept them all from being mowed over by the van, and that's this fire hydrant. She says they used it as a shield.
We were all kind of behind the fire hydrant, and when he came, he hit the stop sign first, and then I think the side of his vehicle caught the fire hydrant.
Reba's friend was hit by the falling stop sign and suffered a minor cut on his arm. Police found their bicycle scattered and in pieces. They later found the van too, but the driver ran away. Reba wants him off the streets.
Whether he was drunk or on drugs or whatever, that's a public danger.
Police are working on tracking him down, then most likely locking him up. Katrina Weber, KSAT 12 News.
Other top stories this noon, a woman accused of stabbing a man, then barricading herself in an apartment on the northwest side, has peacefully surrendered to police after a standoff. Police say the woman stabbed a man at the apartment where they both live in the 6100 block of Whitby Road at around 1 o'clock this morning. When police arrived, they discovered a man in his 50s had been stabbed during an argument. He was able to leave before that standoff and was transported to University Hospital. Meanwhile, they tried to convince the woman to come out of her apartment, eventually calling in negotiators. At some point later, the woman came out of the home and was arrested. And a woman seriously hurt after flipping her vehicle. It happened just before 3 this morning along Interstate 10 and Wurzbach. Officers got the call for a 1-car major accident rollover. When they got there, they figured out that the driver had flipped off of the upper eastbound access road down to the main lanes. She sustained life-threatening injuries and was transported to University Hospital as well.
A newlywed couple and a helicopter pilot killed in a chopper crash over the weekend in Uvalde. And today, the National Transportation Safety Board will be at that crash site to investigate. Now, according to the newspaper at Sam Houston State University, the Houstonian Will Byler and Bailey Ackerman Byler were leaving their wedding reception in the helicopter. The paper says the two were seniors at the university. The Uvalde County Sheriff's Office says they got word of the crash around midnight Saturday night. Authorities located the downed helicopter around daybreak. The San Antonio Fire Department's technical rescue team assisted in the search and recovery. The FAA returned last night. According to the NTSB, the helicopter is a Bell 206B.
A man arrested on aggravated assault charges out on bail as the two victims continue to recover. 21-year-old Kevin Eaton was arrested in connection to a Northeast Side shooting that happened in late August. Police say Eaton met up with two men for a drug deal and ended up shooting both of them while in their vehicle. One of the men was found in the 8000 block of Mid-Crown Drive near Walsham Road. The other found a short distance away. Eaton is charged with 2 counts of aggravated assault with a deadly weapon.
Election day, less than 24 hours away, and what's shaping up to be one of the most hotly contested midterms election in history.
A record-breaking 34 million Americans have already cast early votes, and both Republicans and Democrats have heavy hitters out on the campaign trail to rally support in these final stretches.
ABC's Janae Norman has the latest on the upcoming elections.
It's the final campaign blitz in the battle for control of Congress and several state capitals. President Trump's closing argument focused on stoking fears of refugees held by his most fervent supporters.
Democrats are openly encouraging millions of illegal aliens to break our laws, violate our borders.
Continuing to use the caravan of poor migrants fleeing violence in Central America as a central election issue.
So if you want more caravans and you want more crime, vote Democrat. If you want strong borders and safe communities, vote for the Republicans.
They're telling us that the single most grave threat to America is a bunch of poor, impoverished, broke, hungry refugees 1,000 miles away.
Former President Obama rallied Democrats in Indiana and Illinois and taking aim directly at President Trump without mentioning his name.
They promised they were going to take on corruption in Washington. Instead, they've racked up enough indictments to field a football team.
And in Georgia, where celebrities like Will Ferrell and Oprah are rallying support for Democrat Stacey Abrams, the race for governor growing more ugly. Over the weekend, some voters received racist automated phone messages impersonating Winfrey.
This is the magical Negro, Oprah Winfrey.
About 34 million Americans already cast early votes, and 80% of voters surveyed in our most recent ABC News Washington Pulse poll say they will definitely vote. So turnout is on pace to set a record for voters in a midterm election as Americans want to have a say in who controls Congress. Janae Norman, ABC News, Capitol Hill.
Now, remember, if you choose to vote on Election Day, you can do so from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m., but you must do it at your assigned polling site here in Bexar County. That's for these midterm elections. Right now on KSAT.com, we have everything you need to know before you head out to the polls on Tuesday, including finding that assigned polling site, and we do have a sample ballot as well.
Today, the federal trial of the Mexican drug lord known as El Chapo is getting underway in New York. It begins with jury selection. But El Chapo's ruthless reputation is sparking security concerns. Joaquin Guzman, better known as El Chapo, is accused of dozens of murders and selling hundreds of tons of cocaine. Guzman was extradited from Mexico last year to face drug conspiracy charges here in the U.S. He's already escaped jail twice in Mexico and is known for intimidating witnesses. Now authorities are in overdrive as his trial gets underway. He's being held in a high-security wing of a federal jail in Manhattan. Guzman's lawyer says the past 15 months in solitary has changed his client's life.
His mental state has deteriorated, not just his memory, but just his affect, the way he understands things.
The juries will remain anonymous and be escorted to and from the courthouse with armed U.S. Marshals. The Spurs playing a rare back-to-back at home over the weekend. Started off good, but last night the Magic performed a few tricks on them.
Plus, it was 1 year ago today when several people were killed in the horrific Sutherland Springs church shooting. How one woman is honoring the victims' lives.
Hi, Harriet with Furniture in the Raw. Our 50% off sale underway. Get what you want when you shop at Furniture in the Raw.
Wainwright Injury Lawyers, winning clients the most money possible.
My legs were broken in a motorcycle accident. Wainwright got me $189,477.
Call Power Lawyer Wainwright, 888-8888.
How can San Antonio afford to pay the city manager more than the president and governor combined? They raised your taxes the last 6 years in a row. Scully got the huge contract, but firefighters got no contract at all. But we have a solution. Prop A gives voters the power to stop tax and utility increases. Prop B caps city manager pay to the level of other major cities. Prop C ends the city's lawsuits and deadlock on the firefighter contract with low-cost arbitration. And all three are endorsed by the Democrat and Republican parties of Bexar County.
If you're a homeowner, you know what it takes to keep your home in shape. But sometimes, even the best do-it-yourselfers run into home maintenance issues. That's where ABC comes in. ABC is an industry leader in all phases of caring for your home's major components, whether it's air conditioning and heating, plumbing, or electrical. ABC specialists are licensed experts in their field. So put this away. ABC really does solve it all.
ABC Home and Commercial Services.
We're Betty and Lewis of Pleasanton, and we love Rebath of San Antonio.
The old bathroom was outdated, and my wife needed a walk-in shower, and I said, let's see Rebath of San Antonio.
We picked what we wanted from head to toe. When they came in and did it in the final product, oh my God, it was exactly what we picked. My favorite part really is the whole bathroom, because I love it.
At Rebath, we only remodel bathrooms. If you're thinking about remodeling your bathroom, we would love to earn your business.
A vote for liberal Gina Jones is a vote to make Nancy Pelosi Speaker and raise your own taxes. Jones supports a radical $32 trillion government takeover of health care that could end employer-provided insurance. And Jones and Pelosi would crush the middle class, opposing tax cuts saving $2,000 for Texas families. Nancy Pelosi, Gina Jones. Too expensive and wrong for Texas. Congressional Leadership Fund is responsible for the content of this advertising.
Wainwright Injury Lawyers, winning clients the most money possible.
My car was rear-ended and totaled. I had back pain and I needed neck surgery. And Wainwright got me $119,420 in my pocket.
Call Power Lawyer Wainwright, 888-8888.
Today marks the 1-year anniversary of the tragic church shooting in Sutherland Springs that left 26 people dead.
And on the 1-year anniversary, there are many organizations and individuals who want to pay tribute to those who were killed. One person who wants to honor the victims is Elizabeth Reyes, an educator in the Edgewood School District. She left Comanche Park this morning running from San Antonio to Sutherland Springs, 26 miles, 1 mile for each of the 26 victims of that shooting.
I started running for other people and I carried their spirits with me so they could be free with me. That's how it all got started back in 2013.
Now, Reyes is running along Highway 87. She'll finish at the First Baptist Church in Sutherland Springs. You notice she's carrying a Texas flag adorned with 26 white ribbons. Each ribbon has a victim's name and their age on it. Her students at Memorial High School created the ribbons by hand.
I thought I pretty much saw everything that law enforcement could throw at you, being in this field 24 years. But no, Sutherland Springs changed all that.
Meantime, Wilson County Sheriff's Officer investigator Stephen Moore is remembering that tragic day at Sutherland Springs. He talks to Eric Hernandez about being one of the first on the scene and how his life has changed 1 year later. That is coming up today at 5.
All day today, we were reliving stories from Sutherland Springs. Our coverage started yesterday to look at the full stories and to see pictures of the 26 victims killed on that fateful day. Just head over to KSAT.com. You can find complete coverage there.
Looking outside with live cam, a little fizzly drizzly this morning, but I do see some blue skies now, Justin.
Those clouds are breaking up. We're going to see some sun this afternoon, and it's going to be warm. We're talking low 80s for highs today. Tomorrow we could be looking at mid 80s. So we're going to have a warm stretch here before a cold front moves in and knocks those temperatures back down. The aquifer is down about the 10th of a foot today to 684.4. We're still doing good in that department. And there are 4 allergens today, all of them in the low category: mold, ragweed, juniper, and grass. We'll talk about those cold fronts coming up.
Home ownership can be stressful, but not with the Buyer Plumbing Savings Plan. For only $17 a month, your home gets biannual plumbing checkups, no overtime rates on emergency calls, and discounts on all repairs. Call the Buyer Boys today, 656-9027.
What's more important than your family's health?
Nothing. Beto O'Rourke's prescription for your health care? Socialism. Rationing, wait times, and doctor shortages. Beto wants to put everyone on Medicare, including illegal aliens. That will bankrupt the system our seniors rely on. Medicare for all is Medicare for none. But there's a better way. Ted Cruz's Consumer Freedom Amendment expands coverage to millions, reduces premiums while covering pre-existing conditions. Protect your family's health care. Vote for Ted Cruz.
I'm Ted Cruz, and I approve this message.
What if you could put $4,500 cash down on a new Mitsubishi with zero out of pocket? Mission Mitsubishi can make it happen with cash for junkers. Everyone who buys a new Mitsubishi gets an extra $4,500 junker bonus cash. Use it for your down payment, negative equity, or keep the cash. Trade or no trade, running or not. Drive it, tow it, or don't trade it in at all. Everyone gets an extra $4,500 junker bonus cash from America's #1 Mitsubishi dealer, Mission Mitsubishi, on San Pedro, just outside of Loop 410.
I'm Will Hurd, and I approve this message.
Members of Congress are supposed to represent their district, not Washington's special interests. But Gina Jones is taking orders from Nancy Pelosi and her allies in California and New York. That's not right for Texas. And neither is putting vital military bases at risk of closure, which would destroy thousands of jobs. Washington bureaucrat Gina Jones is out of touch with Texas. Gina Jones, she won't represent us.
As the saying goes, if you don't like the weather, just wait 5 minutes and it will change. Well, the Buyer Boys want to make sure that you're ready with our $99 heating system checkup. Call the Buyer Boys today and make sure your home and air conditioning system is ready for the sudden changes.
Across from the Alamo, you will find all sorts of entertainment, from museums to haunted houses. Alamo Plaza attracts visitors from all around the world. But in the late 1880s, the plaza's biggest attraction was the Grand Opera House. Built in 1886 on the corner of North Alamo and Crockett Street, the Grand Opera House was considered one of the finest opera houses in the country. With a performing arts hall seating 1,300 people, the opera showcased several performances and later began showing films in its 50-year lifespan. After World War I, with the popularity of motion pictures and movie theaters, the Opera House closed its doors in the 1930s and was demolished in 1954 to make way for a department store. Today, you won't find the Grand Opera House, but a new form of entertainment that is now the home of Ripley's Louis Tussauds Waxworks.
San Antonio's Tricentennial Moments on KSAT 12 are powered by Frost Bank and Sierra Cars, Trucks, and RVs, and the Children's Hospital of San Antonio.
It is a lesson in both democracy and charity. Some local students today casting their vote not for their favorite political candidate, but their favorite nonprofit.
Pre-K for SA holding a mock vote for students that not only taught kids about civic engagement, but how local charities help those in need. And there's a lot going to be voted on today. Pre-K for SA has 4 centers with 500 children each, so 2,000 4-year-olds are going to be getting to decide which nonprofit the school will support throughout the year. Some of the nonprofits include Child Safe, Big Brothers Big Sisters, and Haven for Hope. The CEO for Pre-K for SA says it's never too early for students to learn why every vote matters.
And understand that elections matter, that they have a voice, and that their vote is their voice. And that matters now when you're 4 years old, and we hope that that will carry through even as adults.
Of course, later in the year, the children will work with local artists once again to create those art pieces from the children's perspective about the city and the places they have visited. They're going to be auctioned off, and the money will be donated to the winning charity.
And speaking of charities, you know, these guys look a little scruffier than maybe they did last week. And it's not because they stayed up all weekend crying over the LSU loss.
No, it is.
Although I appreciate that purple tie.
No. You're going to notice a lot of on-air reporters and anchors, male on-air reporters and anchors, letting their beards grow. You might not be able to see mine for like 3 weeks.
Well, it's because there's a little gray in there.
Well, there's a lot of gray in
work
there.
first. Yeah, it was a little scruffy right now, but it is for a good reason. And we want you to ask us, hey, why? Why are you doing that? And we want to tell you it's because we're raising awareness about cancer and cancer research, and we're hoping to raise some money for that.
So if you want to go to ksat.com, You can pledge some money there, or you can go to our Facebook page, and you can also pledge some money there. So, you need to go and contribute some money.
I know, but my husband has a beard, and I like that.
So
I think it's going to be interesting to see how these things sprout out.
We'll let you judge in about a week or two. See what you think.
We'll have it over time. We'll see how it works out.
I didn't know you had so much red.
Yeah,
in your hair.
Red.
It's very revealing.
Anyway, well, let's show you what's going on across Texas right now. We have a few clouds. We had some fog and drizzle this morning. It was actually pretty dreary, but that's all clearing out. The clouds are clearing out. We have one little system that's moving off to the east. It's not really going to affect us. So we're going to get some good weather today and tomorrow, albeit a little bit hot. If you're heading out to the polls tomorrow, it's going to be in the mid-80s, I think, tomorrow afternoon. So we're heading into a warm stretch, at least for a couple of days before we get our cold front and things cool back down. But there's a look at the visible satellites. So a lot of clouds across East Texas, and they extend back down here in San Antonio. But you'll notice they're scattering out. We're already starting to see quite a bit of sun. And so we should go partly cloudy this afternoon and completely sunny skies as you get up into the hill country and out west and around Del Rio. And there's the situation here in San Antonio. We are starting to see some blue sky. 73 degrees, southwesterly winds at about 10 miles per hour. And as you know, a southwesterly wind tends to warm us up. So I still think we'll get up into the low 80s this afternoon. Temperatures are at 74 in Kerrville, 75 Hondo. We're closing in on 80 down there around Cotulla, Carrizo Springs, and Laredo. And the dew point tracker shows that dew points will be high today, tomorrow, Wednesday, and Thursday. Thursday is sort of our transition day, though. That's when we'll start to see that front push through. And then once it pushes through, we'll get some much drier air in here by Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. The weekend, at this point, looks pretty good. But let's walk you through the forecast here. So this is the first front, and this does nothing for us. It stays off to the north, so things stay warm. It is this next front on Wednesday, and this is a fairly weak front that could bring us a slight chance for rain. Right now, about a 20% shot. That's it. And this isn't going to do a lot for our temperatures. It's this third front that actually makes all the difference in the world. And as we get into late Thursday, it's going to bring some showers and storms with it, some gusty winds. And then by late Thursday night into Friday, that's when we'll start to really feel the difference. It gets quite a bit cooler. And there is a good shot at rain Thursday night into early Friday morning. I think we'll see some decent rain around the area, and then it'll clear out by Friday afternoon, although I still think we're in the clouds most of Friday, so it's going to stay cool. It's going to stay breezy, and Friday's probably our coolest day throughout the entire forecast. And then high pressure builds in for the weekend, and I think Saturday and Sunday look pretty good, just maybe a little bit on the cool side. So forecast for today, temperatures up around 81 degrees this afternoon. We'll call for clearing skies. Southwesterly winds 5 to 15 miles per hour. And then tonight dropping down to 64. That's it. All that humidity, that's going to keep the temperatures up. And then tomorrow, for Election Day, 85 degrees. It could be warmer in some spots. There could be a couple 90s on the map. Can't rule it out. I know this is not the month for that. But tomorrow, our warmest day. On Wednesday, we'll have that slight chance for an isolated shower or storm. And then Thursday, about a 40% chance of rain as that second and stronger front moves through. On Friday, we're talking about mid-50s, 40% chance of rain in the morning. And we'll see lows drop down into the 40s. And as I mentioned, the weekend looks pretty good. Sunday, officially Veterans Day, 64 degrees.
Wow, 59 degrees on Saturday.
What is that thing on Tuesday?
Election Day.
Oh, that was...
Yeah, it was an election day, you know.
Have you voted?
I early voted.
Okay.
Got that thing out of the way. I don't have to worry about the crowds.
I decided to do it officially on Election Day.
Well, there you go.
It's my first
So
time.
that icon's for you.
Yeah.
There you go.
Is that a little voting booth or something, or it looked like a star?
It was just a star.
Okay.
Just a reminder.
Spurs weekend at home, which was unusual in itself. They beat the team you might have thought would have given them trouble, and then they lost to the team that shouldn't have given them trouble. Coming up.
If you or a loved one are injured by a distracted driver, call us. We can help. Call 210-222-2288 or Google Carabin Shaw.
Good morning to you. Hope you had a great weekend. It is Monday. It is November 5th.
Thank you for starting your morning with us.
We'll continue to see the fog try and get thicker in the next couple of hours and some of that mist out there. So the roads are going to be damp.
Getting some more accidents coming in. We have that major on the access road of 37 right there at Hot Wells.
Tuesday on Good Morning San Antonio, it is Election Day. What you need to know before you head out to vote, plus how VIA is helping get voters to the polls.
Well, it feels like spring. When does fall make a return? And what about rain chances? Find out Tuesday on Good Morning San Antonio.
Have another mimosa, write another check,
And this time, add another 0.
Gina Jones knows Washington's game. Jones raked in thousands from liberal trial lawyers.
Write another check.
Took thousands more from Nancy Pelosi.
And this time, add another 0.
And takes money from extremists who will destroy Texas energy jobs. Gina Jones, Washington's candidate, not ours. NRCC is responsible for the content of this advertising.
I said yes to better health. I call Gonzaba.
Now is the time to choose the best plan for you. Gonzaba Medical Group, the premier provider of health care for seniors in San Antonio, with state-of-the-art technology and in-house specialists all under one roof. Seniors deserve Gonzaba Medical Group, the healthcare model of the future, como familia, like family. Open enrollment is happening now. Say yes to better health. Call Gonzaba now.
Hey, the Spurs playing back-to-back home games. They defeated the Pelicans Saturday, lost to the Magic last night after they hosted the Magic. Really? First quarter, Patty Mills is going to pass. Looks like it's going to be out of bounds, but watch what Marco Bellinelli does. He saves it and then just fires it. Oh, he scores. That's a 3. Magic led 36-26 after one. Second quarter, former Spur Jonathan Simmons driving, puts up the layup. Mohamed Bamba is there to put it back. Magic got the lead to 12. DeMar DeRozan had 6 points in the line before his jumper to cut it to 7 after DeRozan missed. Then Jakob Poeltl is going to get the board and pass it out to Patty Mills. Where's Patty? Patty's over there in the corner. That's a 3. Lead down to 6. Then it's LaMarcus Aldridge spotting up for the long 2. Magic up 63-54 at the halftime. Spurs were shooting 43% at the break and were 3 of 14 from three-point range. Third quarter, DeRozan down low, turns around, starts the scoring. But then the Magic just blow this thing wide open. Aaron Gordon is going to steal the pass from DeRozan, and he is headed in for the one-hander. Look out below. Then it's all alone for the 3. And then, well, let's see. He's on a roll, so he's going to have another 3. And then why not go around the arc, and there he is. Over there, another 3. He got a game-high 26. The Spurs try their best to hang in there. Patty Mills nails a 3. Thank you, Patty. And then Davis Bertans adds one of his own. Way out high. The Magic got the lead to 20 in the third. Fourth quarter, Magic up 26. Here's the comeback. Spurs went on a 31-10 run. Brent Forbes with the drive and the foul. Then after that three-point play, the easy three-point play. You don't get hurt this way. You just shoot the 3. He nails it. Lead down to 7. Then Pau Gasol alone for the 3 of his own. Lead down to 5 with 1 minute and a half to play. But San Antonio could not get another basket. They fall late. Magic hold off the Spurs at the AT&T Center. Your final 117 to 110. Spurs now 6-3.
We were just one step slow in everything, you know. You have nights like that, you know, no excuses, but they were just, you know, moving faster than us, and we were one step behind, and I feel like we, you know, let that snowball into not communicating, and it was just a perfect storm to be terrible on defense, basically.
Got out on us in transition. Got, I think, 18 points on fast break points to our 1, you know, and that definitely hurts. You know, it was just a lot of key mental mistakes that we made on our part.
I think we finally picked it up. The energy was great, especially in the fourth. It was just too little too late.
No games today or tomorrow. The Spurs on the road in Miami to take on the Heat on Wednesday. Then they come back home. Look who they host on Saturday. Ooh, the Houston Rockets. James Harden. They started off slow, but they won a couple in a row. So that'll be a fun game on Saturday.
Well, for sure. We'll be right back.